over here at my buddy Paul's place. He does a little business where he sells these zoysia plugs, and I bought some of them if you remember from video from last year. But he's going to work on his yard slash zoysia plug farm out here some today, and I'm going to help him out. He's got some soil issues. I mean, they're not terrible, but you know, he wants them right for his zoysia plugs. So he'll have prime plugs. But anyway, we're going to use Xsoil, and we're going to talk about Xsoil. He's also going to adjust his pH today with a vertical product, which is a lime with a little special action in it. But we're going to talk about Xsoil today, so stay tuned. Some of y'all might know Paul from his A to Zoysia YouTube channel, so check that out. He's aerating this stuff right now. He's got kind of a clay soil over here, so he's getting all aerated to make sure we can get all this goodness in the dirt. He'll stay here by his car so he won't hit me. He's got more high-tech video device than I do. Alright, we're over here at Paul's house with A to Zoysia. That's right. And Paul's got his little grass plug business, so he's a professional lawn care
wannabe.
No, what's a farmer? I don't know, but he sells his grass plugs. I buy some of them all along. They do good. So I'm sure Paul could hook you up with some grass plugs if you need them. Shipping's no problem, right? Yeah, he ain't gonna ship them. But anyway, we're gonna put Xsoil out on his yard, and Xsoil is from Carbon Earth. It's pretty much a top dressing. So we're gonna go out at a 30-ish pound per thousand rate. Xsoil is the biochar and with co-composted chicken manure and protein hydrolysate in it. So it's got little peptide power on this thing. So in all honesty, with this top dressing and the peptides and the nitrogen, the organic nitrogen from the chicken manure, Paul really wouldn't have to do much more to this yard this year. But I know he don't roll like that, so he's gonna keep pounding away on it. But in all honesty, this application right here could pretty much set him up for a good well into the summer anyway, until he started. I mean, if he would even start noticing, you know, any decline in performance on the yard. It's what is this? Is it March?
Yep.
March something.
Middle of March.
Middle of March. There you go. And he's got, I don't know if it shows up. We got a little bit of green in there. So we're gonna roll out on this and probably turbo boost that green with this good stuff.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna get a bag of this stuff and we're gonna dump it in a spreader and talk about it a little bit and talk about this massive rate we're gonna do with it. But it's a top dressing. That's what it's designed to do. Here we go. We got Xsoil in the hopper. It's a little variant in size. It smells to high heaven too. Whew. Anyway, this is the Spirt I use for lime and stuff. It's not very accurate or anything, but it's good for just chunking it out at high volume, which is exactly what we're going to do here today. We're going to, like I said, try to get in that 30-ish pound per thousand range. Well, there's Xsoil. It's just not really a whole lot to explain about it. It's nothing glamorous. It's just a great top dressing, and it's gonna have a good amount of organic nitrogen in it from the chicken manure and the chicken feather. But this is biochar and chicken manure, two great products for the soil, and then plus it's gonna have the peptides, so you can't go wrong.
What are your thoughts on the life expectancy or effectiveness of Xsoil in our soil?
I think it'll stay there a long time, just like I think when you use Carbon X or X Green or any of that stuff, the biochar is gonna keep giving you benefits, and the longer you use it, the more you're gonna get out of it, obviously. But I think something like this should, in my thoughts, make a turnaround, and you'll have the microbial activity from where the biochar will kind of be like a little hotel for them in there, and it'll just keep compounding on itself for a while. I mean, that's my thoughts anyway. I guess we could ask Matt how long it really works, but that's my thoughts. I help Paul get this stuff spread out. I let him borrow my lime spreader, so we got that filled up with 150 pounds. We put 100 pounds in the permagreen. We're gonna throw down some Xsoil. Yep, you're spreading. You're spreading. Don't worry about that, I can fix that. Like I said, this is my first adventure with Xsoil. We'll see what it does, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't be. Xsoil. Now, Xsoil has the root hair promoting peptides in it. Every Carbon Earth product, the amount of the root hair promoting peptides is fine-tuned to that specific product. For example, this Exel has less in it because of the super high rates that you put it out at as a top dressing. The peptides they're very rate sensitive. You do not want to over apply the peptides, but the Exel is designed so that even at, you know, a couple thousand pounds an acre, 4,000, you know, whatever, 4,000 pounds an acre, you're still not overdosing. The Carbon X would have the most root hair promoting peptides in it because of the nature of how you use it. The X, you know, you don't bi-weekly put out Carbon X at high rates. The X Green has a little less in it because it's intended to be used at like spoon feeding rates more frequently. So really 32 ounces of the root hair promoting peptide per acre per application is the sort of the rev limiter on it. You don't really want to exceed that, and you will not with this Xsoil. I mean, you don't have to worry about being in danger of that, but it just sends what'll happen is if you over apply the peptides, you'll send all the energy to the grass to just making roots, and the top will get all wacky looking. But all these products are designed with a safety valve in them so that it would be very difficult to, very difficult to over apply and get negative results from your peptides. But this stuff, he's getting his good organic matter in, the biochar, the chicken manure, and the peptides. So this is a really awesome application. And it's good for any soil, but especially if you have a kind of a deficient or poor soil structure, this biochar can kind of help you with that as well. It's going to hold and release water and nutrients. It should bump his CECs on up in the long run. So win-win. I'll get me some good zoysia plugs out of this. I mean, there's just not really but so much fancy talk I can do about it. It's just a top dressing, but what is unique about this top dressing is that it doesn't require the specialized equipment that an actual deep top dressing would, and with the amount of carbon and so much organic material in these concentrated little pellets. I mean, you can go out at this 30 pound, 20 pound per 1,000 square foot rate and be doing an actual top dressing with just a spreader. You see, where'd he go? There he goes. And I mean, that spreader's a little different, but I mean, you can buy something like that. I mean, that's homeowner tools there. But you know, pro-wise, you know, I got him a perm greener. If I was doing it on the lawn, I would be using that big spreader that I brought over for him because I can get so much volume out. Anyway, the rates don't have to be 100% precise on this. It's just a top dressing. So we're getting it out there at again, that the bag says 20 pounds. We're going to go at a 30-ish pound per 1,000 square foot rate. It's probably exceed that just a touch. We're going to unleash Paul on the perma-green. First time he's ever touched one. All right, Paul, it's already in gear. Stand with your feet right there. This thing right here is the throttle. Okay, you squeeze that. That's your spreader. With this, I mean, just keep it open. Just push it all the way forward, keep it open, and squeeze the throttle. Brakes? Those are the brakes, yeah. You won't move. Can't watch. So easy, even Paul Wade can do it. Okay, here's what our rate looks like on the ground. I mean, well, it varies from that to this where Paul left the hopper open, but you know, it's not gonna hurt anything. But it's Xsoil's down. Really about all I got on Xsoil. Just to summarize a little bit, it's a top dressing, but it's different than a traditional top dressing and more economical because, you know, you don't have to put out as much product. You don't have to have very specialized equipment. It'd be a long day spreading a yard this size with a push spreader. But as far as with the perma-green, or actually the tow behind spreader, worked a lot better because it's just throwing out just massive volume. But you're gonna have some advantages by getting all that carbon in the ground and the chicken manure and the peptides. So I think you guys will get some, you know, some advantages on some of your poor performing soils by using the what is this stuff called? Xsoil. There's so many X's, triple X, I can't remember. But Xsoil, because you know, any top dressing is going to go a long way toward getting you in the right mode on these lawns, because nobody's got perfect soil. But you can contact the Carbon Earth Company for pros and local pros. I'll have some at my pickup place at PPC Total Turf Distributing Products. And I'm gonna put a link to Paul's channel here, and he's gonna be monitoring the progress on this close, so y'all can watch and see the results and see what he's doing with the zoysia. And all you zoysia people, he does quite a bit with the zoysia here, so it'd be a good watch. Check it out. Anyway, get you some peptide power, people. Xsoil is going to be a little different than just raw biochar or just chicken manure. The biochar is going to be actually charged with the chicken manure, so it'll have the capability to hold and release the nutrients from it. But I think this is going to be a big win for the soil here. I'm excited to see the results, and again, tune in to Paul's channel. I'll put a link down below, Ada Zoysia, to monitor the results on this. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see what this Xsoil does together. This is the first time I've used it, but hopefully we'll put some more out in the future. It definitely has a place in some of the yards that I do. I got some real low CEC properties with sandy soil that this should make a big difference in. Thanks for watching. We'll check you out next time.